Namaste students, I am JV'n's Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidhyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are discussing here the topic stem cell characteristics. So characteristics of the stem cells. So this session comes under the subject medical biotechnology. Okay. So you have already studied and you are very well aware about the stem cells. So if we talk about the properties or characteristics of the stem cells, so there are two important properties of the stem cells. First is the differentiation, means it can differentiate to many mature cells of the body. Okay, so for example, it can make the skin cell, it can make the epithelial cell, it can make the lung cell, kidney cell, nerve cell, etc. So the first property of the stem cell is the differentiation. Okay, means it can differentiate into a variety of cell types. And the other property which is very characteristics for the stem cell is the self renewal, because suppose if a stem cell is there and it is differentiated into the lung cell and kidney cell, so after the differentiation there is no parent cell is there, so stem cell, the original stem cells is consumed. Okay, so it is not the case in vivo. So what happens naturally, that stem cells are there, they are differentiating into the other cell types, simultaneously they renew themselves, that's so that there is no deficiency of these stem cells there. Okay, so self renewal is a characteristics property of the stem cell. So the if we talk or if we ask that what are the characteristic features of the stem cell, so you will say the two properties. One is the differentiation or the potency, it have the highest potency to differentiate into the other cell types. And second is this self renewal. Okay, so for the other characteristics, what are the other characteristics? So let's talk about the other characteristics, means the potency level of the stem cells. So there are various types of stem cells we have already discussed in the earlier lecture: the embryonic stem cells, the induced pluripotent stem cells, the tissue specific stem cells, the mesenchymal stem cells. So the various types of stem cells have the capacity of various potency, means various capacity to differentiate into the specific types of cells. So for example, the stem cells, one is the stem cell have the capacity of totipotency. So totipotency means the stem cell have the capacity to differentiate into the all types of cells. Generally the zygote and the after the few division of the cleavage division in the zygote, the cells which are present in there are having the capacity of totipotency, means they are the totipotent cell. If you will separate the cells, they will create individuals animals from each individual cell. So they are the totipotent stem cells, means the highest level of the potency is the totipotent. Then a pluripotent stem cells also there, and they that are the descendants of the totipotent cells, and they have the capacity to differentiate into nearly all types of the cells. So nearly all means not all, but most of the cells, they can differentiate into the most of the cells except few cells. So that are the pluripotent cells. Okay, So there are multipotent stem cells also there. So they can differentiate into the number of cell types, but only those of a closely related family of cells. So multipotent stem cells, as the hematopoietic stem cells. So the hematopoietic stem cells can differentiate into various types of the blood cells, but not the other cells. So multipotent cells can differentiate into the many cell types, but not all. Okay. Then oligopotent stem cell also there. So that are the descendant of the earlier stem cells, and they can differentiate only a few cell types, such as the lymphoid cells and myeloid stem cells. So very limited number of the number of the cell types they can differentiate. Then the lowest level of the stem cell are the unipotent stem cells. So the unipotent stem cells can produce only one type of cell, that is its own. Okay, so they do not have the property of self renewal also. Okay, so sorry, they have the capacity of the self renewal. So this property distinguishes them from the other normal cells. Means the other cells, normal cells, also have the mitotic division and can produce the same cell types. But what is the difference between the normal cell and the this unipotent stem cell is the self renewal. Okay, so on the basis of the self renewal property, you can distinguish between the normal cell and the unipotent stem cells. So unipotent stem cells can differentiate into a cell, a specific cell type, and simultaneously it can renew itself. So except these properties, the stem cells have a specific markers that are known as the stem cell markers. Okay, so there are two types of these stem cell markers. One is found on the surface of the cell, known as the antigens, and some markers are present in the its nucleic acid sequences. So nucleic acid markers uh, and the molecular or the protein markers, so they have the property of that. So these are the various characteristics of the stem cells or properties of the stem cells. So hope you are satisfied with this digital session, and if you have any query, please write in the comment box. And this is powered by digital version 2 Jyoti Vidhyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Thank you.